Okay, I forgot to answer something that Ben Emlyn-Jones mentioned in his video, and he said, "What happened to me? I used to be a woo-woo." Steve Mumbling used to be a woo-woo, actually. But before I do that, I've just posted this video here as Jones finally lost his mind, and there we go. It's got 2 views, and it's got 3 likes. I've never ever seen that before. Where the video has actually got more likes than it has views. Now we can see that my "Did I take a photo of a UFO?" It's got 39 views. People aren't very interested in ISA, the president of ISA. 23 views, not really very interested in that, are they? But I just thought that was quite funny. 2 views, 3 likes. Okay, well let's let's get back to the "Was I a woo-woo?" Now, because I knew Peter Paget, I didn't really knowing Peter Paget is an exaggeration, but I've been interested in this subject for a very long time. That doesn't mean I desperately want it to be true. I went down to Warminster. And I stayed at Peter Paget's Star House on a couple of occasions. I met Peter Paget and I spoke to him, and went up to Cradle Hill and Star Hill as well, I think. And I was actually trying to find out if there was anything to it. I was looking for evidence, and I never found any. The more I look into UFOs and all this sort of stuff, the less I find. All it seems to be is people telling science fiction stories. It doesn't matter who they are, how famous they are. There's no evidence. It's just all science fiction stories, and a lot of people make a business out of it. So was I a woo-woo? Not really. I had an interest in the subject and still do. I mean, interest persists, you know. But I was looking for evidence. I didn't go down there and say, because there were people running around on the top of Cradle Hill saying, "Oh, there's one landed over there," and all this sort of stuff. I never saw anything. One crazy woman with an umbrella was chasing after a satellite. You know, the sort of people that you find in these sort of things they see what they want to see. If you're there and you're capable of critical thinking and you look at things, there is no evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. Now, while I was in Warminster, I went round to see Arthur Shuttlewood, who'd written a book called Warnings from Flying Friends. And there was all this hoo-ha about the Warminster thing, and I think Paget probably tipped him off, because I went round to Arthur Shuttlewood's house on a couple of occasions and there was no reply. Now, either he was out or he was cowering behind the door. But I was unable to talk to Arthur Shuttlewood. There was supposedly this event that occurred in Warminster where tiles were ripped off of roofs and all this sort of stuff, and I went round and I spoke to a couple of shopkeepers, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So that's the extent that I knew Peter Paget, and the extent that I was a woo-woo. I went to Warminster on, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 occasions at least, and stayed at Peter Paget's Star House. And I did go up to Cradle Hill and have a look around, and I spoke to people, and the people that I spoke to I thought were typical UFO nuts, to be honest. But I was looking for evidence. I never found any. There was something else I was going to say. What was that? What was that with regard to Warminster? Oh yeah, Peter Paget. I've mentioned this before, I think, but Peter Paget seemed convinced that I was a member of the security services that had been sent down there to keep an eye on him, simply because I was a young chap with a dark blue car that had a 2-way radio in it, which was a little unusual at the time. So there we go. So that's just a very, very short video, just a few minutes, just to put you in the picture with regard the my woo-woo status. So yeah, I've been looking for evidence, and I've never found any. I've never found any convincing evidence. that we're being visited by extraterrestrials. That doesn't mean I think it's impossible. That doesn't mean I think there are no aliens out there. I think there's probably bound to be intelligent species out there in the galaxy, certainly in the universe. Whether they come here and keep an eye on us, well, I wouldn't say that's impossible. I wouldn't put a line through that. I would think that if there's an intelligent species out there and they can fly around the galaxy on a willy-nilly basis, it would be prudent of them to keep an eye on us, to see how likely it is that, or how long it's going to be before we're in a position to go and see them, to see if they need to neutralise us before that happens. That sort of makes sense. It's sort of logical, isn't it? But I've not seen any evidence to say that's actually happening. So, yeah, I wouldn't put a line through it, but until I see evidence, tangible evidence to prove that it's happening, I'll say, in my opinion, it's not happening. So there we go. It's just a very short video on my position as a woo-woo. As always, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll catch you again.